Alright guys, as I mentioned in my video a few days ago, I said that I had a few ideas in mind for videos over this international break, and today's video will be about the signings of Geovany Quenda and Dario Essugo, signing within the last 7 to 14 days. Genuinely unbelievable signings. I don't know how you guys feel about these players, but they are very, very, very good footballers with high potential, very bright futures. Again, this is just another example. There's no denying Chelsea's scouting department. There's no denying the talent in Chelsea's player pool. Literally an abundance of talent. Some people say which is too much talent, which is fair enough, because, in the grand scheme of things, the bigger picture, these players need playing time to develop. Now, we'll see what happens. Let's just get straight into things. Geovany Quenda. Now, little side story here. The lunar eclipse was last week. I woke up at like 3:30 a.m. with my family to go outside and look at the moon. It was very, very beautiful. And then I get back in bed, check on my phone right before I fall back asleep. This is around 4:30 a.m. and I see that Fabrizio had posted a few hours beforehand that Chelsea have signed Geovany Quenda. Now, we now know that we signed Geovany Quenda for £40 million, which... Guys, for the level of talent this kid is, for how highly rated he is, for the clubs that were that he was sought after by, that is a bargain, like genuinely a bargain. He is considered a top 5 U17 prospect in world football. Now, Kendry Páez, Estavio, Geovany Quenda. How anybody can question the talent and the scouting of Chelsea Football Club, this project is just beyond me. Clearly, these players, their families, their agents believe in this project. We found out today that Enzo Maresca spoke with Geovany Quenda, assuring him that he will be and is a massive part of this Chelsea project, which is very, very nice to hear. And for months, I don't think it was just myself. For months, I think everybody thought that Geovany Quenda was going to Manchester United. They had just hired Ruben Amorim. Ruben Amorim gave Geovany Quenda his debut at Sporting. But some more information that we learned is that obviously... I think I saw, I know this, Geovany Quenda, all of his under U23 games, or before he made his senior debut for Sporting, he played every game on the wing, bar 2 of them, and then he gets called up by Ruben Amorim and plays wing back. Maresca assured Geovany Quenda that he will be playing on the wing, right wing in particular, and Ruben Amorim saw him as a wing back, which is honestly probably a big turning point in negotiations. So well done, Enzo Maresca, well done, Chelsea. Let's just get straight into Geovany Quenda. This guy is 17 years old. Just go look at this underlying statistics that he's putting up right now over in Portugal. I mean, as we speak, he's training with the Portuguese national team as a 17-year-old. That's just unbelievable. Definitely a right winger. I think he can play on the left wing as well. Why will he succeed in the Premier League? Just look at his athleticism, his pace, absolutely unbelievable. And that's the biggest takeaway for me, though, is that he doesn't just rely on his pace and his athleticism. Definitely heavy left foot oriented. However, the way he can manipulate the football with his left foot is honestly unbelievable. His composure, his pausa, all at 17 years of age, the chances he's created, the assists he's had, he can pick out any pass on the pitch. His biggest asset is definitely his dribbling. His dribbling statistics are through the roof for a 17-year-old, which is very, very nice to see. I think he's created I think he's created 10 big chances for Sporting, which is like 3rd in the Portuguese league, if I'm not mistaken. But that's just a few examples of what Chelsea see in him. Definitely a right winger, as I've already mentioned, and it's just the way this kid can manipulate the ball with his left foot is just genuinely unbelievable. I had heard of Geovany Quenda about a year ago. Again, Manchester United. I have very good friends with a lot of Manchester United fans. And they're like, hey, you have to look at Geovany Quenda, our club, we're being linked with him, etc., etc. So I was like, okay. I watched a few games, and now that Chelsea have signed him, he played a few days ago for Sporting. I watched him again, and he created so many chances. He hit the post twice. He genuinely has a wicked left foot. Just a talent that Chelsea supporters definitely should be excited about. Obviously, a few things that he can work on, like his decision making, his consistency. But again, these are things. He's 17 years of age. The more playing time he gets, the older he gets, the better he'll become. That actually is perfect leading into the next section of Geovany Quenda that I'd like to talk about. Obviously, we'd like to see him play for Chelsea as soon as possible, but it was confirmed that he will be staying with Sporting next season. And for me, again, I would love to see Geovany Quenda in a Chelsea shirt as soon as possible. However, I mean, this is perfect. Absolutely perfect and vital for his development. He's going to continue starting for Sporting. He's going to be playing at the senior level and in competitions such as the Champions League, which is just very, very important for a player his age. At the beginning of this video, I talked about the abundance of talent Chelsea may have, and the biggest thing for these players is having playing time. Look what Andre Santos is doing with RC Strasbourg. All the playing time that he's getting has been vital. People want to recall him in January, and the biggest reason why I didn't want us to recall Andre Santos in January was so he could continue starting for Strasbourg, just because these minutes are so vital. It is no different for Geovany Quenda. I guess it's a loan next season at Sporting will be very, very massive for him. I think it's a job well done by Chelsea, and I'm assuming that's another huge reason why we were able to secure Geovany Quenda before Manchester United were able to do anything. Just lastly on Geovany Quenda, very, very pacey winger, very, very athletic, can manipulate the ball with his left foot at an unbelievable rate. His dribbling statistics are unbelievable. He can score goals. He can pick out any pass. Like, literally, he can pick out any pass you can think of. He is a creative winger. And seriously, a player that you guys should be very, very excited about. A player that I'm very excited about. So, again, job well done, Chelsea. And now we'll move on to Dario Essugo, which, again, we were mentioned, or there was whispers in January that we would be signing him in January. However, that didn't end up happening. But ever since then, we were getting hints that he was going to be a Chelsea player at some point. So Chelsea signed Dario Essugo from Sporting again, for 22 million euros. Right off rip, 22 million euros is an absolute bargain. The combined price for Essugo and Quenda is around 60 million pounds. Guys, I'm telling you right now, absolutely unbelievable business. I guess you guys can have your own opinions. I know it's 40 million pounds for Quenda, maybe a lot for a 17-year-old, but in the grand scheme of things, for what the talent these guys possess, it'll be a massive bargain. Dario Essugo, very, very, very similar to Moises Caicedo. Their player profiles are almost identical, and I think this is important because Romeo Lavia, one of my favorite players, just isn't able to stay fit. Caicedo has almost been run into the ground this season, has played an unbelievable amount of minutes, almost every single game. That's why he maybe is just as excited as Enzo Maresca and the Chelsea board and Chelsea supporters, because he is going to have some midfield cover now where he can have a few games off or a match off here and there. Dario Essugo is 5'10", very, very light on the ball. Sometimes when he's in possession, it does look like he's out of control, but his long strides, his composure at all times is what pulls him through most difficult situations. He's a very, very good line breaker, and not just as a passer either. He's a very, very good dribbler. He's a very powerful dribbler. Again, those long strides just really, really help him. And I don't know how just rival clubs let Chelsea secure Essugo for 22 million euros, because he's almost, in terms of player profile, almost identical to Moises Caicedo. So, again, just really, really job well done. I'm excited to see how that works out for Chelsea. I don't know. It's because some people say we have too many midfielders with Leslie Ugochukwu, Andre Santos, Cole Palmer, obviously, Kendrick Paez coming in, Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo, Lavia, but with the amount of games Chelsea are going to be playing next season, we're not even going to have an off-season, really. Our summer break is going to be spent playing the Club World Cup, and if we make it to the final, that's like a 3-week turnaround from the Premier League season. And then if we do qualify for the Champions League next year, and then you have the League Cup, the FA Cup, the Premier League, all these different matches, all these different competitions, I think it's going to be very important for Chelsea to have a lot of depth, especially in the midfield, especially since Lavia is having a hard time staying fit. I do think Lavia will find his feet, he'll find his way. This is one of the best talents at the club, one of the best talents in the world, let alone at the club. But I think Essugo will obviously confirm the first team signing for Chelsea. I think he'll get a lot of run time. I think he'll get a lot of playing time. I think he'll develop well. I do think he'll be important for this Chelsea project. However, I do see why people may be concerned, because these players do need minutes to develop. But again, we've signed a Moises Caicedo cover profile, very similar to Caicedo, for 22 million euros. It's just really hard to look past that. Caicedo has been one of my favorite players to watch since he signed for the club. Honestly, this season, he's arguably been our best player, up there with Cucurella. So the fact that Chelsea were able to sign somebody so similar to Caicedo was just so massive for us. I'm sure Maresca's happy. I'm happy. Please let me know what you think. These two signings, it's really nice to see us get these signings done before the summer even starts, so that we are able to finish as soon as possible. That's been one thing these last few years, is that we've had deals run into like a week before the Premier League has started. That's just a distraction. Off the top of my head, the incomings we have before the summer's even started is Jordi Petrovic, Andre Santos, Kendrick Paez, Estaviao, now Dario Essugo, potentially Renato Vega, João Felix coming back. He'll probably be sold, but I just think it's a job well done, Chelsea. I know I've said that a lot of this video, job well done, Chelsea, but it really has been the last week getting these deals done early, beating out the likes of Manchester United for Geovany Quenda, who's one of the best talents in world football. It'll be nice to see Chelsea get their business done early, hopefully sell some deadwood, and then sign 2-3 more players that will really, really help compete, help Chelsea compete, hopefully help in terms of the starting 11. We'll see. But yeah, I think the future's very bright. I think these two signings make sense. We'll see how they work out, obviously. It's never a dull moment at Chelsea Football Club. Like, seriously, I think Thursday we have Friday, Kendry Paez is playing for Ecuador. Thursday we have Geovany Quenda playing for Portugal. So, literally never a dull moment. Always something to talk about as a Chelsea supporter. I'm thankful for this football club. I'm thankful for you guys. I'm thankful for this life. And if you are watching this, I appreciate you very, very much. If you're not watching this, I still appreciate you very much. Please do not forget to hit the like button. Please subscribe. We are really pushing for 100 subscribers here within the next week or 2 weeks before the Premier League returns. So, seriously, I hope you all are doing well and staying safe. Thank you.